How are we doing, Bears fans? Welcome back to the Standard Sports Recap. I'm your Standard Sports editor, Brunner Moore.
And I'm the sports columnist, Blaine Wheeler.
This week we're kicking things off with some good news on the men's basketball side. Blaine, go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, they've won 2 straight after losing to Loyola, the Valley's best. They gotta hit the restart button. They're middle-of-the-pack teams that they beat. I'm looking at it. It's Indiana State and Evansville, but they won by 17 and 19 points. So the Bears, I mean, it's almost just like I said, complete 180 on what they're doing, and they're feeling like they're playing some of their best basketball of the year. Paul Luss talked that he wanted to get back to playing like they did the first 20 games of the season pretty well, and now JT Miller's thinking that this team's hit their top right now, and they're just going to keep riding on it. And so they have Southern Illinois, who is the second-best team in the Missouri Valley Conference, and they play 6 guys. Barry Hinson is a former Missouri State head coach. He's a Salukis head coach now. And he's got the community rally around him. Sold-out place very routinely as of late, and they've only lost 1 time at home, so it's going to be tough for the Bears to go in there and get a win. But Barry's only playing 6 guys. They've dealt with some injuries, so I'm looking for Obadiah Church, Alize Johnson, Tanvir Rular even in the post to see if they can get him in some foul trouble and chip away at another win.
Yeah, looking at KenPom right here too, it says right now that the Bears are favored to lose this matchup. Speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, 3 points. It's just, I mean, like I said, they've only lost 1 at home. It's hard to win on the road in the Valley, and the Salukis beat Missouri State at JQH 2 weeks ago, and so that kind of plays into the factor of those things. And it's 2 hot teams. The Salukis have won 6 of their last 7, and the one they lost was in overtime. So if you're a Missouri Valley Conference fan or even a basketball fan at all, I highly advise to watch this game.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next story. The Missouri State Ice Bears just wrapped up a weekend where they split the weekend, losing 1 on the first day of the weekend, and picking up the win on the second day against the Iowa State Cyclones. They're the number 9 ranked team in the nation right now. Bears are ranked at number 17. These were some big games, as Coach Jeremy Law said a couple weeks beforehand when we were talking to him about the kind of outlook going on from here. And he's pleased with the performances. He thought this weekend that the Bears could really dig in, thought that they were just the first loss that Friday. They weren't getting the puck luck, as he called it. They were taking shots. They just weren't falling. The Cyclones didn't take nearly as many. They just got the better shots off, according to Coach Law. Next day, the Bears came back, ran the rink on him more or less. It was a shootout left and right. The Ice Bears matched toe-and-toe with the Cyclones. It seemed like every time the Bears would score, the Cyclones would follow with a score of their own. But right now, that puts the Ice Bears in contention for a trip to Nationals in Columbus, Ohio later here in March. It just kind of depends on how the other rankings fall. A couple key games this week. I believe that the Ice Bears should know by Wednesdays if they're making it to regionals, so stay tuned for that. I'm sure that they'll be very ecstatic about that. So keep an eye on the Standards website for stuff like that. And then moving into our last story of the week, the Lady Bears are just rolling right now.
They're playing good ball.
Two big wins at JQH this week. We even saw assistant coach Jackie Stiles come back. That was a huge relief.
That's what I was going to hit on. It's just seeing her, that even sparks so much more energy. I mean, they're already having fun, already winning ball games. But that's awesome.
She had a big old smile on her face when she returned to the court. You could tell that she was glad to be back. You could tell the team was ready to have her back. Danielle Gitson and Bryce Caleb said in the post-game interview on Sunday that she never really left. She was a coach that stuck with them throughout the whole time, and they stuck right by her side spiritually, they both said. But now that she's back, they said that they'd never want her to leave again, really. But looking at the games, they played 2 very strong defensive teams, Bradley University on Friday and then Illinois State on Sunday. Illinois State formerly being one of the top-ranked defensive teams in the nation in the NCAA, and the Missouri State Bears made them look silly, really. Some of their top defenders just weren't making plays. One of their top scorers went 1 from 6 from three-point line, something you don't see happening ever. It's the first time that Illinois State had ever lost by a score more than 65. The only other team, the number 1 in the Missouri Valley right now, Drake, only hit 65 points when they beat them earlier in the year.
Drake's a team that just put up 100 points. I think it was like 102 points or something like that over the weekend.
Drake's a team that averages 89.5 points a game, so it's really crazy to see what the Lady Bears are doing right now. Coach Harper is just all in for what they're doing right now. The one thing she did take away from this weekend is that they're always trying to improve. I asked her after the win against Bradley on Friday what she saw went wrong, because from my vision in the press box, I didn't see a single thing. She, of course, found areas to improve, and that's kind of where they're at right now. Back to the drawing board, finding the small improvements, heading into the Missouri Valley Conference.
Before we hit on that, I kind of want to Bears baseball now. We talk about basketball, talk about hockey, and swimming. We used to some swimming and diving, but now it's getting into spring season.
Yeah, it is.
Baseball season coming up, and softball season coming up. I talked to Coach Gutton and some of the players Sunday when they had their first pitch event, and they're pretty excited. They're ready to go. They got some young guys that are going to fill some spots,
right?
Like particularly third and first. And we'll have some more on that coming up. They have some good young arms that they're excited about, but this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're taking a trip to South Texas to play Texas Southern, Lamar, and Illinois. So a lot of Bears fans love baseball, love their baseball.
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
Cardinals and Royals fans even got to see the mean Hungarian at the first pitch event. So it was some fun there.
So be sure to check back to our social media and our website this week. Both Blaine, myself, and one of our other reporters, Sam Gruce, you've seen him do some Lady Bears coverage and some other hockey coverage. We're going to be updating throughout the week with some previews of the teams that are going to be playing this weekend. And then as soon as we can get our hands on the tentative starting 9 roster and the tentative pitching rotation, we're going to try our best to analyze that and break it down and see what happens.
Yep. A lot coming up.
Yeah. Well, that's everything from our end. I'm Brenner Moore.
I'm Blaine Wheeler.
And as always, this video is brought to you by Larry Cat Law Office, the #1 lawyer for drug, DUI, and traffic cases in Springfield. Do you ever get in some trouble? Be sure to give him a call. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.